this?
Ma'am? Oh, hi. Can you please kindly introduce yourself?
Well, hello. My name is Mary Magdalene, not to be confused with Mary, Mother of Jesus.
Well, thank you for joining us today, Mary. Well, my friend and I were discussing our feast, and we were wondering if it's too much. Can you please share about your experience with Jesus?
I would be delighted. Let's face it, none of us here are perfect. We're comprised of broken, shattered, misplaced pieces. Or some of us might feel like we're a vase that just fell off the table, waiting to hit the ground. I, for one, know this very well. I was a sinner, guilty of adultery and many other things. I found no purpose in what I was doing. I felt lost. I was lost. When news came about of the sin I had done, a crowd came to my home and took me to the streets. I was to be stoned to death. I know that's not a pretty scene to think about, but that's just how things were done back then. As the crowd threw me to the ground, fear was the only thing running through my mind. This was my punishment. Death. As the crowd began to pick up their stones, I closed my eyes. It didn't help much since the insults they hurled would be just as painful as the stones that would soon strike me. But then, the crowd grew silent. I slowly opened my eyes, and there, before me, he stood. Jesus. As if he were my shield ready to take the pain. He had said something to the crowd to make them stop and leave. Afterward, he turned to me and reached out his hand. I stared for a moment thinking, why of all people would he choose to save me? Someone who was so undeserving. But then, he smiled. To me, that said it all. That he doesn't look back at what we've done, but sees further in what we can become with him. So I reached out for his hands with great joy, and as he picked me up and embraced me, I knew then that my life would never be the same. For I was forgiven.